future, when we plan to take down the artificial intelligence that we ourselves created, that is currently harvesting our organs for survival, we're going to have to understand electronics, electricity, and computer science. One of the things we need to know about is logic gates. For this, I'm going to cover some of the most basic logic gates that exist. If you need a little bit of revision, one of the topics I highly recommend you cover is digital signals. I'll link the video in the description, and it's to understand the terms high or low, 1 and 0. If you just need a quick revision, just think of it as on and off. 0 means off, 1 means on, otherwise known as low and high, or in binary digits we refer to them as 0 and 1. So without further ado, let's look at the logic gates. The first logic gate I'm going to cover is the AND gate. A stands for input A, and B stands for input B, and X usually is denoted as the output. So the idea behind it is, if we have a gate, a logic circuit, and we have two lows going in, what will be our output? In an AND gate, it would be, if one of the inputs changed to a high, it would still be 0. What if we swapped those inputs? Still a low. Last but not least, when the inputs are high, we get a high. This is what is unique about the AND gate. And we actually can draw it in a circuit. You know, you draw a resistor as a squiggly line, an inductor as a different types of squiggly line, capacitors, 2 plates. We also have symbols for logic gates, and this is what an AND gate looks like. These are our two inputs, A and B, and our output X. It's important to note that you don't actually have to have just 2 inputs. You could have 3, you could have 4, but the possible combinations are equal to 2 to the power of number of inputs that you have. So in the case of having 2 inputs, 2 to the power of 2 is equal to 4 combinations. 1, 2, 3, 4 possible states. Okay, you have discovered the AND gate. That's it. That's our first logic gate. Let's crack on to the second one, the OR gate. Note the order I've listed them. I didn't start with 1, 1 and 0, 1 and 1, 0. This is actually how you count in binary. For an OR gate, I like to think of it as addition. 0 plus 0 is going to be 0. 0 plus 1 is going to be 1. 1 plus 1 is going to be 1, and 1 plus 1, don't hold your breath, it's not 2, it's 1. In Boolean algebra logic, that's what it means. I will cover another video on Boolean algebra. This is the OR gate. And similarly, we have another shape. It can be quite winged sometimes. In some diagrams, it's not very obvious, but usually the tip is very pointed. So the OR gate gives us an output of a high as long as one of our signals is high. So a very typical system would be security. So little alarms on my windows and my door. As long as one of those things get broken into, either the door or the windows, anything in the house, the alarm will ring. Only one of these things needs to be high. The next gate I want to cover is an inverter, and this one is interesting. I guess it's hidden in the name. It's called a NOT gate, and what it does is it inverts your signal. If there's a 0 going in, and 1 is going to come out. If a 1 is going in, a 0 will come out. That's the basic principle behind it. This is how a NOT gate looks like. It's a triangle, pretty even looking triangle. I'm just terrible at drawing. With a circle at the end. This circle is going to be important. You're going to see additions of the circle at different points, and it's kind of like the shortcut version of an inverter. Now that we've covered an AND gate and a NOT gate, I want to show you something really cool that you can find around your house. Well, actually outside. Let's go into your car.
All right, so we're in our car. I'm going to start it now. As you can see, there's an LED that's blinking that I don't have my seatbelt on because number 1, the ignition is on. Number 2, my butt is on the seat. And number 3, a beeping sound will go if I drive at a roughly 20 kilometers per hour. Now, I'm not going to do that. Health and safety.
First, I'm going to draw you the schematic of how my car works. Here is how the schematic looks. In reality, there's nothing wrong with using a triple AND gate, but I don't have one. So when I build a circuit, I am going to use 2 AND gates, and it still works. You can use the output of one AND gate as the input of another because of the type of gate it is. I'll explain in a second why. We have 3 possible inputs: ignition, butt on the seat, and the seatbelt. The seatbelt is a unique command. We're not waiting for it to become high, but instead, the seatbelt has to be inverted, because if our seatbelt is not plugged in, as in this is low, 0, that's a bad thing. We want the LED to light up. So we make this output a high. Let's look at what the truth table looks like. We'll say ignition for I, B for butt on the seat, and S for seatbelt. Our final gate here is an AND gate, which means that if it's a 0, 0, our output will be 0. A 0, 1, our output will be 0. A 1, 0, our output will be 0. And our high, high, then it will be high. Only under the condition that this guy is a high and this guy is a high will the LED light up. So let's think about a few combinations. Let's say our ignition is on. Let's go. Our butt is not on the seat and our seatbelt is on. But be careful, you're about to put in a high, but it's a not, it inverts it, so we put in a 0. According to an AND gate, and this will be our AND gate here, 0, 0 will give us a 0. Let's try another one. Our ignition is off, our butt is in the seat, and our seatbelt is off, which means the not will invert it. Under that condition of an AND gate, that is still going to be 0. LED will not light on. It will only light under one condition. The ignition is on. If the butt on the seat is high, if the seatbelt is not buckled, which means that it's buckled, because again, inverter, only under this condition does my light shine. That is how most sensors in your car work. So what I want you to be able to keep an eye on here is that this is an AND gate, and I'm using 2 terminals, and this is a NOT gate. I'm only using 1 terminal. Yellow wire is going to be if the car is on. This yellow wire is going to be, is the ignition? If it's in the red line, it means yes. If it's in the blue line, it means no. The next logic, is your butt planted? This one is a weighted sensor. Is there a butt sitting in the chair? And the last one is the seatbelt plugged in or not? So let's look at the scenario 1, where the ignition is on, the seatbelt, the butt is in place, and the seatbelt is not plugged in. So I put in the blue line instead. Let me turn on the power supply. Once you look at that, the LED lights up. This means our output is high, and that is the flashing light that you see in the car. What if I were to plug in my seatbelt? I plugged in my seatbelt, the NOT gate inverts it, and we get a low output. Okay, now I'm going to show you something interesting. I'm going to show you NAND gate. In a NAND gate, when you have 0, 0, you get a 1. When you have 0, 1, you get a 1. When you have a 1, 0, you get a 1. But only under the conditions of all highs, you get a low. How peculiar. Kind of looks interesting. Check this out. It's an AND gate, but the exact opposite. Hence the NAND. This is a NAND gate, an inverted AND. And if it's inverted, what do you think the symbol is? Remember I said to keep an eye on that circle. It's an AND gate with that inverter on the output. If I showed you the NAND, what do you think the next gate is? When we have a low, low, we're going to get a high. But as soon as one thing switches on, get a low, low, and obviously 2 lows. This is a NOR gate. So as you can see, we have it the opposite, 1, 0, 0, 0. Take a wild guess what the symbol looks like. It looks like an OR with that inverter in front. Well, you might be predicting and say, you're going to show me an inverted NOT gate, which is just a not gate. That's a bit weird. Instead, I'm going to show you something I like to call the XOR gate. Originally, I was self-taught, and so I didn't hear people speak about this, and I thought it was called a XOR gate. It actually stands for exclusive OR gate. So what does that mean? Well, it means that if we have 2 of the same inputs, get a low. Watch what I said. 2 of the same inputs, which means if they're both high, we will also get a low. But when they're opposites, when they're different, under those conditions will we get high. This is the symbol for it. Probably wouldn't have been able to guess that one, or maybe you could have. It's an OR gate with a line in front of it. Where would you possibly use a XOR gate? Sorry, an exclusive OR gate. You might have this in your house. Let me show you something really cool.
I'm at the moment in my hallway. You're going to see me do something here. So I'm going to turn on the light. The light is on now in the hallway. All right, we are upstairs now. There's the light. But I ran upstairs and I'm going to switch this light on now. It turned off. Azor gate states that if the input is 0, 0, our output is low. If only one of the inputs is high, our output will be high. And finally, if both inputs are high, our output is low. So let's put an LED on our output and test the circuit. This is an exclusive OR chip. The only two wires I want you to pay attention to are these two. These are going to be our light switches. At the moment, they're in the blue line, which means they're off. Let's walk up to one of our light sources and switch them on. Look at that, the LED is on. However, let's click the other switch on as well. Light shuts off. Flick one more off, turns back on. Put them both off. The LED is on. So if both switches are in the high state or if both switches are in the low state, the LED, i.e. this is your light bulb in the house, will shut off. So this is a very simple logic gate that exists in your home. Now, did I show you all the logic gates? Not really, but these are the fundamentals. One of the interesting ones that I would like you to look into is negative AND and negative OR gates, which are actually different than NAND and NOR. Or are they? For those things, I would love to cover some more Boolean algebra and some De Morgan theorems. But for now, these basics are going to get you very far. I will end this video with a challenge. Challenge yourself with this little circuit. Here you can see an image on the board of a circuit that I have drawn. My question for you is the output going to be high or low based on everything you learned on today's video? You know what? If you have to gamble, take a 50-50 chance. Happy circuiting.